Okay, you understand?
Right.
So
okay,
yeah, I would add that to what I'm doing next, and the next wave that comes, I'll add it to it. That's what it is.
Okay, so would you say you're a better rapper when you write your lyrics or when you freestyle?
I'm a better rapper when I write my lyrics.
Okay, so give us some rating lines.
You didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that's right. Are you better?
Do this right.
Hey.
Okay. Yo, I'm hella fly, fast like the Grand Prix. Competition, your position is behind me. Flow sick, hit the studio, need to naked wire swagger. All your power, no go touch me. Up and coming, but I'm coming up with major bill. Hit the target lately, something like the Navy SEAL. Been here forever, still they worry how to pay the bills. Broke rappers, let me help you with a record. I'm getting my zone now. You guys are getting me one go.
Give it up for the Friday man.
That was fun.
So talking about Abuja and where you grew up, Yaba to be precise, because I grew up there too, and I know that's kind of like a ghetto, and I was growing up in the ghetto. Helped your music or discredited your music?
Because Yaba a ghetto.
The parts of Yaba
Which
we
part
are
of Yaba?
talking
So
about.
you know,
Don't worry, we were neighbors.
Do you understand?
We were neighbors.
Abuja, please be specific because I know some high-end
Tush
location
part,
in Yaba. And that's what I know about Yaba.
Abuja, don't worry.
Okay, please
Don't
go
worry.
ahead.
So we moved from Iponre and Surulere to Abuja. We moved from a one room to a flat.
15 children in one room.
No, we were not 15 years at the time. We were not 15 years at the time. We were about 6, 7.
Right.
Okay.
So
6, 7 in one.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So we moved from there.
I think we grew up in different parts of the ghetto.
No, you guys are from the same ghetto.
So we moved from Iponre to Abuja. In Iponre, we were living in a room. In Abuja, we were living in a flat.
Okay.
So at the time, it was not even like we moved to another ghetto. It was like, wow. You understand? Like a little bit of...
This is the life.
You understand? A little bit more space, a little bit more. Then you start to go out. You start to go out. You start to meet people. You start to go to Unilag. You start to see the other side of things. Start to know that there's levels to this thing. You understand? And I feel like that up and down, that learning process has influenced my music. I put it in my music like this. Everything that I rap about, or if you listen to my songs, you know that I'm not assuming that I know everything. I'm assuming that there will be another stage from where I am now. I'll get to a new point. I'll get to another point. I'm open to learn. I'm open to know new things.
Okay, I have
So
a
how
question
does that,
for you.
sorry,
that
a
will
follow-up to
But we
this
need to go
real
on a
quick.
Follow up.
Okay, so when we come back, Ife or I will just ask the question. We'll be right back.
We'll decide during the break.
Hey guys, what's up? It's John Oga. Keep watching Tea Time on Plus TV Africa.
My name is Kalu Ikawa. You're watching Tea Time on Plus TV Africa.
Hello, welcome back. This is Tea Time on Plus TV Africa, and we're chatting with Freddie Pounds, who says he doesn't have pants yet. Okay,
But he
I
has
mean,
Naira, at least.
well, he can convert it, you know.
So making it look like he doesn't have money, at
Okay,
least
I'm
he has
sorry.
Naira.
Abuja are people. I'm
Freddie
sorry. I'm sorry. This is how they do it. I get it. Anyways, I wanted to ask, I mean, 15 children. Were they all from one?
No.
Okay,
No,
so
my father has 5 wives.
5 wives.
So 3 each?
Not exactly.
Okay, what
Why
number
are you
are
interested
you?
in the maths?
I'm number 2.
Wow.
you have
The big boss.
responsibilities.
Well,
So there's babies.
oh yeah, I have a sister that's
These
like
two
2.
Ifes.
All right.
goodness.
Wow,
Well,
okay.
anyways, growing up in a kind of family, polygamous family, and then 15 children, how has it shaped your thinking, especially when it comes in regards to
Treating women.
chasing women and your own family when you're ready to have one or if you have one already?
Okay, how has it shaped my thinking in that regard? I think it's a good thing. Children are a gift from God, like they say. And I had fun growing up with a lot of them. I definitely don't want to have 15 kids. I definitely don't want to be polygamous.
Are you sure?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
I was already waiting. She said I was already coming.
They don't come out to
Christmas.
tell you they really want to be polygamous.
But
right?
I was gonna ask you because I said I had a follow-up
Yes,
question
please.
to growing up in the ghetto and
This
how
ghetto
it
thing
has
is
shaped
serious.
your music. Now, how do you feel about people that fake it, that they don't even know the struggle? You know the struggle, that's why you put it in your music.
True story.
Now, a lot of people do not even know the struggle, but they put it out there like they do it. Like, back when I was broke, you, was he ever broke? I'm not shaking any
You
table.
just
though.
want to shake
I'm
the
not
video at
shaking.
any opportunity
I'm not
you
shaking.
get. Go
Did I
ahead,
call
go
out
ahead,
a
our
name?
time.
Okay.
Go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so just saying. So how do you feel about that?
The thing is, whether we like it or not, if we want to be realistic, the whole of Nigeria is one big ghetto. That's how I see it. So, let's say this guy went to British International School, for example. He can be a ghetto boy in British International School in the sense that there are people that are way richer than him. So that's presented him with a new struggle that
have
he
used
needs to
Babcock
deal
to-
with. I could have used Babcock, yeah.
You know what? Time is almost up, but I need to
Okay.
touch on your music. What is going on now? What do you expect from you?
I'm dropping an EP in the car like Lagos. I'm dropping a song from the EP. It's called Ronaldo. It's gonna drop like in 2 weeks or something.
Okay.
Any features?
Oh no, no.
Just you.
Kudos
Just
to you though. You've been dropping songs back to at least from what we've seen online
Thank you, I
this
appreciate
year.
that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
really good.
that.
All the
All
best.
right.
with
So
your
any
music.
new video in 2019?
Oh yeah, I dropped Samba remix with Gabo P. You know?
Yeah, like should we be
Yeah.
expecting another
Oh
one? soon?
definitely. That's what we do. That's what we
And-
do.
you
Wait,
know,
see, like, oh yeah, like, as a, what you expect? Like,
That's what we do.
come on, man, like,
Are you
ain't you
into any
thinking?
other side business?
Yes.
Are you
we
trying to ask him, are you a Yahoo boy?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course
are you
we
a
do.
Yahoo boy?
No, I'm not a Yahoo boy. I don't do Yahoo.
All right.
See me see trouble.
Yeah, but just to advertise my other side businesses, we do translations. We do multi-language translations. My friend who is my manager as well, his father has been into translation for like years. He's francophone, and
Okay.
when we left school, it just seemed like the most plausible place to channel every other energy apart from music into.
Okay.
And we also manage properties. We have hostels, La Paloma Hostel.
Oh yeah, Alaka.
This
Yeah.
guy has
Can we
the
fit in one
pounds.
final
Just-
question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Please, well, if you wanted to ask, like, what do you see yourself in like 5 years? In your music, your brand,
Do business.
your everything.
Where do I see myself in like 5? I really don't think about that, you know? I feel like success for me is if I can keep doing what I've been doing. So in 5 years, I want to be successful. So I don't know if that interprets into...
You're not
to big
successful
work.
now.
Right now, well, I will say...
Still
I-
has Naira.
He's just talking out of humility.
Hey,
He's just
trying to
being
be humble.
You get
Okay.
me? Yeah, very modest gentleman.
Okay, so it's been fun on set with Freddie Pouncy, and
Definitely.
that's how we're wrapping up on Tea Time this afternoon. If there is any episode you have missed, please catch up on Tea Time Roundup over the weekend. Join us on Monday for fresh episodes of the program. Until then, thank you to my co-anchors Ife and Ife, and also to the production team as well as our stylist, and of course, how can I forget our guest, Freddie Pouncy. Thank you so much for being part of us on the show. I'm Elsie Godwin saying thanks for watching and have a great weekend.
Country people, we dey thank una that take joined us on top News on the Hour for Plus TV Africa.
This
This now number 63 Massey Street for Itafaji, where building just collapsed by 10 a.m. this morning.
They say the Oga of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, don't tell federal government say if they provoke him, it go cause wahala for inside the country.
Because if the British citizen no be say you go enter Nigeria, come cause kasala, run go Britain, go stay in peace.
Them say that the diesel truck catch fire. As they try offload the diesel way they inside, come out. Fire department come, try quench the fire.
For the first time for Nigeria, every will enjoy television news for Ogbonge Pidgin English.
For more tori, make una kukuma follow us at Plus TV Africa on top Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Make una subscribe to our YouTube page and for Star Times on channel 308.
Politics has helped shape the decision of the polity, from conspiracy theories to good old-fashioned comic politics.
These are the results of tomorrow's election. Okay, you have it already, have you?
I think we've done very well in the very difficult circumstances in which we took over governance.
Plus, politics will fill the polls of the country, from friends to frenemies, even strange bedfellows, to clones and stooges. We go beyond the rhetorics and the drama to analyze the story behind the story.
Let anybody come and say!
The perception in itself does more harm than actual corruption that you have.
Plus Politics, not just another political show. It's about putting you, the citizens, in the know.
Hey, what's up, guys? You're welcome to another edition of Plus Event, and I remain your host, Ifeoluwa Oshuke.
Your absence isn't an excuse anymore, as Plus Events is all you need, as we bring you the glitz, the glamour, and loads of fun.
Oh, definitely. No question. He's a living legend.
Oh, God forbid, Holy Ghost fire, I know.
I just want to be blown away. I want to be wild.
This is 11 years of doing it.
I'm surrounded by so much positivity.
No, it's okay.
Yo, what's up, my people? It's your boy Starboy Terry. You're watching
Plus Event
on Plus TV.
Stay glued to Plus TV Africa every Saturday and Sunday, 4:30 p.m. West African time.
You're watching Plus TV Africa, and this is Tea Time. I loved the energy when I came in here. It was so positive. I was like, I can live here.
My real names are Akbobio Fobo, Akborobo Mere.
I think my father is a comedian because most times when he calls me, he's like, yo, make sure you use condom, you know, them girls out there.
So are you telling me I should have shot my shots?
Ife, you are my younger brother.
Age is nothing but a number. What? I'm a vampire.
I believe in equal rights for women, and I also believe that a man is the head of the house, so we need to draw our limits somewhere.
It feels so good. Now can I do my jam now?
Yeah, you can.
First point of accountability is asking questions.
Hello and welcome to Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoko.
Hi everyone, welcome to Plus Training.
You cannot continue to recycle poverty while you're spending a lot of money on unproductive ventures.
The government has to feel the impact.
Honorable Commissioner, sir, welcome to the show.
My country people, you do also join us inside News on the Hour for Plus TV Africa. This one that I'm sorry where they make background for this very o'clock. My name, Nabetiana Unwili. One chieftain of the PDP, Senator Adesheye Ogunlewe, on Friday talks say ready to dump the opposition party for the ruling APC. This now in reaction to the recent defection of Impikin Muyosore from the PDP to the APC. Muyosore been contest for a place in the Lagos State House of Assembly on the platform of the PDP, but he not win, and soon after he announced his resignation from the PDP. He don't attend APC meetings for an area with other APC chieftains, including Bayo Oshinowo, a member of the State Assembly and a senator-elect for the Lagos East Senatorial District. The former minister talks said the issues where arise from the governorship election expose the fact that some people, they after money alone and the progress of the PDP, not there for their mind. The former minister talks say he will also join APC because he dey convinced that the party will zone the presidency to the southwest in 2023, apart from being a better organized party. Ogunlewe talks say he no one day left out of any arrangement to give the region the presidency for inside 2023. The Kogi High Court sitting in Cotton Cafe on Thursday don't nullify the removal of the State Chief Judge Justice Nasir Ajana by the State House of Assembly. The state lawmakers been done recommend the removal of Justice Ajana on April 2 over a resolution on alleged gross misconduct. The court also abolished the State House of Assembly decision in recommending Alhaji Yahaya Adamu, Chief Registrar of the State High Court, to the State Judicial Service Commission, JSC, for disciplinary action over alleged gross misconduct. The court claims that the Assembly resolutions they in clear violation of the orders of the court. For him, ruling, Justice Alaba Omolaye Ajileye of the High Court nullified the resolutions in the suit where the Chief Judge and the Chief Registrar of the court filed. On the recommendation of the Chief Registrar to the JSC for disciplinary action over alleged misconduct, Omolaye Ajileye don't rule say the Kogi State House of Assembly, they subject to the rule of law and them they required to obey and not break the law. The Federal Executive Council on Thursday approved 4.6 billion naira for the construction of 7 model schools today located in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, talked this one when he briefed the State House correspondents for the end of the council meeting, where then presided over by Vice President Yemi Osibanjo at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He talked that the model schools will be sited in Bauchi, Imo, Lagos, Nasarawa, Katsina, Edo State, as well as the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The minister also revealed that the council approved 1.6 billion naira for the procurement of the first-line and second-line regimen of antiretroviral treatment drugs. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje don't sack all permanent secretaries of their appointment with immediate effect. The talk person of the head of service, Mustafa Ibrahim Fage, will confirm this yesterday inside statement signed by the principal, Awal Naiya. Talks said the state get 33 permanent secretaries where they control several ministries, agencies, and parastatals. The statement talks say in line with the present administration resolve to vigorously pursue and implement the reform initiative embarked on upon since its inception, the cognizance of the need to further ensure greater efficiency in service delivery, as well as to reinvigorate the top echelon of the civil service, the Kano State government don't relieve all permanent secretaries of their appointment with immediate effect. The statement come also direct all the affected permanent secretaries to hand over to the most senior director for their respective ministries and parastatals. In the same vein, all directors where they grade level 16 or 17, as well as the permanent secretaries where them sack, where they interested, fit apply for the position of permanent secretary for the state civil service and make them submit the application along with their curriculum vitae and notification of last promotion or appointment to the office on or before Thursday, May 9, 2019. Gunmen where they suspect to be Fulani headsmen don't attack 3 communities for Gere local government area of Adamawa State and then kill 5 people. The villages of Moposa, Bankam, and Wuro Hausa areas of Gari, they affected as an elderly man where they suffer from leg wounds and a blind man, as well as 3 youths, 9 them killed for the attack. The incident happened on Thursday morning according by witnesses who identified the 5 victims, including one Baba Zibion, where not fit run because he suffer wounds for his leg, and Baba El Nathan, where not fit run because he blind. Gire is one of the 3 local government areas away from Yola, the Adamawa Capital Territory. The Adamawa State Police Command don't confirm the attack on Gire through their public relations officer, DSP Othman Abubakar, where talk said the situation don't be under control. Another kind 4 people don't die as suspected herdsmen and farmers don't clash for Iwoye area of Imeko-Afo, local government area of Ogun State, southwest Nigeria. The incident where they caused tension for the community, even though say it don't dey under control, believe some police officers with wunjo. Them say divisional crime officer DCO in charge of Imeko and a police inspector collect gunshots inside the attacks. Eyewitnesses talk say the thing where they cause wahala now when the suspected Fulani headsmen allow their cattle to drink from the community stream and they come pollute the water. Police talk say they don't free 2 Shell oil workers where they kidnapped for Nigeria oil-rich south 6 days after when gunmen kolobi them. They can't kill their driver and their guard. Them kolobi the Royal Dutch Shell oil workers on Thursday for Rivers State. Inside the attack, gunmen tackled their convoy by opening fire at the police guards to stop the motor, and then they killed the 2 policemen. But on Tuesday night, them free the workers. This now according by Rivers State Police talk person Nnamdi Omoni. Several hostages still in the hand of kidnappers, including 4 government workers for Nigeria National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. We never still get any report on the fate of 3 oil workers, a Briton, a Canadian, and a Nigerian, who then kidnapped from the oil rig on Saturday. The House of Representatives on Thursday, they invite President Muhammadu Buhari to address the chamber on what in the administration they do about the high spate of insecurity for inside Obodo. Now, the second invitation by the lawmakers to the Presido within 3 weeks. The House been done unanimously on April 11, 2019, adopt a motion with the mandate say they go issue a query to the President. They ask him to explain the spate of insecurity under an administration in 48 hours. Earlier on, Olawale Shako, a legal practitioner, been choking him out on his thoughts on what the President supposed do or what he not supposed do.
In Nigeria, we play politics with everything. You know, there's been this cat and mouse between the legislature and the executive for quite a while. I would be very surprised if the president honors that call, because it's almost as if the executive would treat it as a political, a political call. So okay, there's this battle of supremacy between them.
Even in spite of that, don't you think that the president should respond, considering that it is not about politicians now? It's more like giving some kind of succor to the Nigerian
I agree.
people.
It should be, but that's the unfortunate situation we find ourselves in now, because, like I mentioned in some other forum, if it's not some caliber of persons, you understand, decisive action may not come up. So, so for the fact that I don't think there's a coherent security apparatus, that the president is going to come and defend in the first place, I don't see him honoring that invitation. You understand? I've also coupled with the fact that the current legislature is not one that is on close terms or on good terms with the presidency. They will just probably reduce it to that level of acrimony, and I don't see him honoring it.
The People's Democratic Party on Thursday don't urge President Muhammadu Buhari to end in private visit to the United Kingdom and immediately return to Nigeria to address what they describe as the deteriorating security challenges for inside the country. The PDP National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Kola Ologbodinyo, in a statement also say it is completely unacceptable for Buhari to abandon his responsibilities as the Commander-in-Chief to pursue unexplained private matters abroad. It does accuse Buhari administration of being nonchalant as kidnappers don't take over many major highways with the hundreds of compatriots where they for inside captivity. Earlier on, we been get Olawale Shako, we be legal practitioner, and he took him out inside this matter.
I think the president embarking on a private visit, for me, embarking on a private visit in the first place an anomaly, because he's our president and we have a duty, or he has a duty to Nigerians to let us know what he's doing at a point in time, particularly since we are picking the bills for this private visit. But that's a matter for another time. I would like to say the PDP's call at this point really is a call for the people, a call that should be made by the people. In view of all that is happening, any serious head of states, you understand, irrespective of what you're doing, going on for investment drive, medical, whatever, when your house is burning, you cut short what you're doing and you go back home to attend to the issues on ground. You understand? And particularly for a president like ours, where there's a lot of eye service around him, you understand? So when he's on ground or he addresses an issue, some people may decide to get up and begin to work. You understand? So for me, I feel that the president really owes it to us as a country to cut short whatever visit he is engaging on in the United Kingdom and come back immediately.
Do you think maybe the PDP is overstretching the truth or just exaggerating when they say that Buhari's alleged nonchalance is emboldening these bandits to go about with the crimes that they commit, or there is any truth to that?
Well, it's not entirely true, but like we say, there's no smoke without fire. And I would like to have believed, like a lot of people, when they voted President Buhari in 2015, there was that expectation that he understood defense, he understood security issues, and he was going to bring that expertise, in. Nobody voted him. I don't think anybody voted him because they felt he could turn around an economy. You understand? But they did that because they felt this should be a forte. You should be able to come in and, but we've been disappointed to not find that deployment of that expertise. You understand? That is probably why a lot of all of this happenings are very unfortunate, and we feel that even his appointments, the ministers for defense, interior, and all whatever, we expected more pragmatic steps from them, given that they are all, majority of them are generals or lieutenant generals or whatever in the army. They have that experience. They have access to intelligence. I expect them to be more proactive. So I believe if the PDP says it's the government is nonchalant, it's not entirely correct, but it's not far from the truth.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, don't disclose it and go meet next week to take decision on the latest letter where they write give the incumbent governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, where they challenge their power to withholding certificate of return. Okorocha talks said the candidates of the ruling All Progressive Congress for inside February 2023 Imo West senatorial election, the commission being hold the certificate of return after when the presiding officer be done declare him as winner of the election, but INEC claims say then declare him under duress. Okorocha, amongst another measure, don't already reclaim a mandate, and he writes give the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, they insist say it is very unlawful for the commission to deny him of his certificate of return as senator-elect. As Nigeria, they join over 195 member states of the United Nations to celebrate the World Press Freedom Day. Stakeholders don't task the Nigerian media to work towards eradicating fake news. Then talk say they won't make them end the persecution of journalists, as it be say pressmen don't become endangered species.
The UNESCO Observatory recorded 99 journalists in 2018 and a total of 1,307 journalists killed between 1994 and 2018. Impunity for crimes committed against journalists is a threat that affects all our societies. This threat requires us to be constantly vigilant. We must act together to protect the freedom of expression and safety of journalists.
World Press Freedom Day serves as a platform to remind us the essence of preserving vibrant and viral journalism at a time when the profession is facing increasing challenge. It also serves as an opportunity to call upon each and every pluralist or pluralistic and independent media for global access to information and preserving freedom of the press in any society. The theme for this year's celebration is clearly apt in view of the very negative impact of fake news in our climate. Fake news fuels religious crisis, ethnic crisis, cultural crisis, and of course, journalists owe it a duty not to be identified with this monstrous phenomenon. This is therefore an opportunity for us to stand out and be counted by not encouraging social media actors who fuel the spread of fake news with the sole intent of destroying the very fabric that holds us together as a people.
You must rise to the challenge
You must help the government to develop policies, programs to help to deal with the issue of fake news. Because when the integrity of the news is called to question, when the populace begin to doubt every single news item out there on the stream, it may also begin to affect the integrity of the mainstream media.
Now time for us to go a small break. When we come back, more stories still there on top of the table. Will they come back? They don't deploy the Ethiopian army to go tackle the new outbreak of deadly ethnic clashes for the country north. The incidents between people where they belong to Amara and the Benshangau Gumuz regions don't reclaim the lives of over 200, according by local media and activists. The deployment are to help calm down tensions at a time when officials from both regions they work together to try deal with an upsurge of deadly violence. In recent weeks, Amaras and the second most populous behind Oromos don't collect attack in the Benishangul Gumuz and vice versa. The Deputy Prime Minister, Demeke Mekonnen, don't describe the incidents as very regrettable. A member of Sudan Transitional Military Council don't tell the BBC them say they willing to split representation on a proposed joint transition team with civilians. Lieutenant General Salah Abdelkalek said them don't reject a civilian majority for the proposed council with the Alliance for Freedom and Change will lead the protest, will lead to the exit of ex-President Omar al-Bashir. South Africa respected anti-apartheid campaigner Nelson Mandela don't die, but in life still they celebrated across the world. The latest Mandela issue across the Atlantic now one auction for New York. The piece involved a drawing when it do 2002, over a decade after when them released him from the famed Robben Island prisons. Then sell him for $112,575, close to double of the estimated value, which been there between $60,000 and $90,000. The bars of the cell and a key in the lock, they painted in purple, and they can show an orange floor for inside. Now, Bonham's auctioned the piece under the modern and contemporary African art, and the piece been in the hand of Mandela Pekin. The news will still continue after this chickeny break. Them harassed British Prime Minister Theresa May on Friday, May 3, for the Welsh Conservative Party conference, after when them admit say local elections where them do a day earlier been very difficult for her Conservative Party, and the results show that the country going need to continue with the delayed process of leaving the European Union. English voters been punished the Conservatives and the main opposition Labour Party inside Thursday election for local authorities, according by early results.
These were always going to be difficult elections for us, and there were some challenging results for us last night, but it was a bad night for Labour too. And I think people were sending a very clear message, a simple message, to both main parties, to us and the Labour Party: just get on and deliver Brexit. That's our responsibility, it's what I'm working for, and I call on the Labour Party and those of my own colleagues who haven't thus far delivered Brexit, backed Brexit, to do so, to listen to that message. That's what the people were saying. What we are doing in order to find a way through this is sitting down and working with the Labour Party. And I call on the Labour Party, I call on those of my colleagues who thus far have not backed Brexit to listen to the message that people were giving. I think what people were saying to both main parties last night was just get on, just deliver Brexit.
France and Iraq don't vow to continue the fight against Islamic State for Iraq and the region. Now, the country leaders talked this one for Paris on Friday, May 3. Iraqi Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi been talk earlier this week, said the Islamic State go be potent threat around the world despite reduced capabilities, plus said their leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi been done do in latest video appearance for a remote area. French President Emmanuel Macron said the stability for the Middle East they dependent on Iraq's stability. Macron and Abdul Mahdi don't give statements before they meet over lunch for the LSE presidential palace. Delegates from 7 countries don't meet on Friday, May 3 for Geneva to participate for United Nations-led talks centered on the Syrian conflict. Representatives from the United States, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, Egypt, Saudi Arabia and Jordan don't talk for up to 2 hours for the presence of the UN Special Envoy for Syria. The discussions now to focus on the recent bombing campaigns for Western Syria, the worst we don't hit the zone for inside 15 months, we don't damage schools, health facilities and residential areas. Russian and Syrian forces don't intensify airstrikes and shelling over the northwestern region overnight on Thursday, May 2, in the heaviest assault since when they declare a demilitarized zone under a Russian-Turkish deal. Coming up next, now our story for Inside Business.
Getting relaxed at a great hotel and spa, shopping in the best malls of this world and touring the City of Gold. There is just one destination that can make you have all experiences in one. Discover Dubai with WakaNow.com. Book your travel with WakaNow and get free airport pickups in Dubai. WakaNow can book your flights, hotel, tours and much more. We have an international travel sim for use anywhere in the world with non-roaming rates. Contact WakaNow.com for the cheapest prices to Dubai. WakaNow.com.
Prices they're on track for sharp weekly declines on Friday with surging U.S. outputs. Brent crude oil futures on day at $70.47 for 1 container, down 28 cents, which accounts for their first weekly loss after 5 weeks of gains. U.S. West Texas intermediate crude futures they down to 6 cents at $61.75, a second straight weekly decline. U.S. crude oil production don't reach a record of 12.3 million containers per day last week, rising by about 2 million containers per day over the past year. According by data from the Energy Information Administration exports, U.S. crude don't break through 3 million containers per day for the first time this year. Even with deep losses in supply from Iran and Venezuela, as well as a few other countries around the world, OPEC will still need to hold back production to balance the market. This now according by an SEB analyst. Still ahead on Top Plus TV Africa News, now a roundup for Inside Entertainment and Sports Story. Not going anywhere.
Seek their dream. Throb with desire. Joy welled up in their hearts. A brand new life adventure is about to begin. Create a life for someone new. Nigerians in China. On Star Times, Da Donkoa.
Taylor Swift new music video, Me, now the fastest video to gain 100 million views on Vevo in just 79 hours. The video where them released on Friday don't break the record for most views in 24 hours. Inside statement by the Vevo Senior Vice President of Content, Taylor don't consistently demonstrate the ability to break the records. Should they continue to expand upon a deep history of incredibly striking audio and visual work. The video they feature Brendan Urie of Panic. That narrative we get on Top Entertainment. Coming up next, now the very best waiting for Inside Sports.
Hey, Anu. Dad. Look, I got something for you.
A football chassis?
Hey, Adu, come watch a game with your uncle and I.
I forgot. I'm okay, thanks.
the kind of person that you asked me to be. My brother say he love me, I love him too. I tell him I will do anything for you. But it's strange.
Did you see how many goals they have scored?
Who scored 2? I look up like this, say, who are you?
So, Daddy, you showed those blues pepper yesterday, right?
He sure did.
Those 3 points are sure for us today.
Remind me how.
Game's about to start. Quickly.
Arsenal don't condemn the behavior of a group of Valencia fans who appear to make Nazi salutes and do monkey gestures for Thursday Europa League semi-final for Emirates Stadium. A video don't come out of the latest high-profile incident of racism at domestic and international football this season. Anti-discrimination charity Kick It Out talk say these blatant racist gestures, they're shocking and inexcusable. Arsenal been win the first leg tie 3-1 and the reverse fixture could be in Spain on May 9. They never arrest anybody for the incident, but the Metropolitan Police talk say them they are aware of the video, and although they never do any reports, the footage they under review. Una do well that now the join story we get on top this o'clock. For more better information, go follow us for Instagram on top Plus TV Africa on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And it will make sense if you subscribe, go our YouTube page at Plus TV Africa. We go still jam later with more story where they do bagan for inside with Obodo Naija and Obodo World. Don't forget to join us. My name na Betiana Unwili. Make una get a very, very kajad day.
Politics has helped shape the decision of the polity, from conspiracy theories to good old-fashioned comic politics.
These are the results of tomorrow's election. Okay, you have it already, have you?
I think we've done very well in the very difficult circumstances in which we took over governance.
Plus, politics will fill the polls of the country, from friends to frenemies, even strange bedfellows, to clones and stooges. We go beyond the rhetorics and the drama to analyze the story behind the story.
Let anybody come and say!
The perception in itself does more harm than actual corruption that you have.
Plus Politics, not just another political show. It's about putting you, the citizens, in the know.
Hey, what's up, guys? You're welcome to another edition of Plus Event, and I remain your host, Ifeoluwa Oshukeye.
Your absence isn't an excuse anymore, as Plus Events is all you need, as we bring you the glitz, the glamour, and loads of fun.
Oh, definitely. Right, no question. He's a living legend.
Oh, God forbid, Holy Ghost fire, I know.
I just want to be blown away. I want to be wild. This is 11 years of doing it.
I'm surrounded by so much positivity.
No, it's okay.
Yo, what's up, my people? It's your boy Starboy Terry. You're watching
Plus Event on Plus TV.
Stay glued to Plus TV Africa every Saturday and Sunday, 4:30 p.m. West African time.
Country people, we thank you now that they joined us on top News on the Hour for Plus TV Africa.
This na number 63 Massey Street for Itafaji, where building just collapsed by 10 a.m. this morning.
They say the Oga of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, don't tell federal government say if they provoke him, it go cause wahala for inside with country.
Because if the British citizen no be say you go enter Nigeria, come cause kasala, run go Britain, go stay in peace.
Them say na the diesel truck catch fire. As they try offload the diesel way they inside, come out. Fire department come, try quench the fire.
For the first time for Nigeria, every will enjoy television news for Ogbonge Pidgin English.
For more tori, make una kukuma follow us at Plus TV Africa on top Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Make una subscribe to our YouTube page and for Star Times on channel 308.
You're watching Africa on the Move in partnership with DW. I am Fumi Onwajefe. Today, we'll be focusing on activism across the continent. Not satisfied with certain issues and, of course, with ineffective leaders who aren't dealing with the crisis on the continent, a lot of people are coming together to find their own solutions and raise awareness. We start in Rwanda, where Freddie and Kayla have started Media for the Deaf. Let's find out what that's about.
Freddie Rangira and Kalia Uwedegije have been campaigning for media inclusion of the deaf since 2014. According to the latest census, there are more than 30,000 people with hearing disorders in Rwanda. Yet few in the broader public are aware of the challenges that come with deafness.
The deaf community is among us the marginalized into even the disability movement. They are the one who are more marginalized than others.
The idea to launch Media for the Deaf came from a research project on how the media serves disabled people. The findings were alarming. With only one news program available in sign language, deaf people in Rwanda have extremely limited access to information.
After the recommendation I got, I said, what is my contribution or my solution to that problem that they are facing as someone who studied journalism and communication.
Today, the media team is preparing for the next video shoot for their #SignYourName campaign. Diane Gashumba, the Minister of Gender and Family Promotion, has agreed to participate. The two activists were inspired by the success of the recent Ice Bucket Challenge on social media.
I thought it would be easy, but it was difficult. But I was supported and it was good. It was a good experience.
The minister also promised further support for the team and their initiative down the track. 48 celebrities have already taken part, among them local artists, athletes and actors.
nshobora kuganira mu rurimi rw'amarenga. Ese kuki wowe utagerageza? Murakoze.
The group recently won a Young Rwandan Achievers Award for their efforts. Freddie is proud that all their work and commitment has been recognized.
And this is Keria in between receiving the award. On the left, it's the First Lady of Rwanda, Madame Jeannette Kagame, and Honorable Minister of Youth and ICT. This came at the right moment because it gave us the spirit of going on doing more of the advocacy work we are doing.
Media for the Deaf also plans to offer sign language workshops for journalists, as well as media training for deaf people. A difficult task because the young organisation is still struggling financially. So far, the 9 board members have had to pay all expenses out of their own pockets. But their success proves that good ideas don't need much to grow.
We challenge you.
half of the African population lives in poverty. These people do not have access to basic human needs such as nutrition, clean water, shelter, and more. 47% of the African population is living on $1.90 or less, and 2 in 5 Africans are illiterate. Now let's bring that to perspective. In Kenya, poverty is the leading cause of teenage mothers, particularly from the ages of 14 to 16. Now, one young woman has started an interreligious school to encourage young girls who think that their education and in turn their lives are over because they became pregnant.
Every week, Mariam Masih visits this public school in Malindi. She doesn't want the school to be named. This is part of her program's strategy to protect the girls, Mariam says. The Kenyan Coast Interfaith Council of Clerics reintegrates teenage mothers into school. The teachers try to support these young girls aged between 14 and 16. They come from different religions, mainly Catholic and Muslim. This interreligious approach is of great importance to the different leaders in the Interfaith Council.
These interfaith clerics also, they have a common meeting where they all discuss, they sit down to discuss the issues of children, because when problems comes, they will not face a particular religion. They face each and every child from whichever religion that is.
Poverty is the main problem in this region. Young girls get lured by men offering to buy them simple items like sanitary towels. They get abused and become pregnant.
The parents will ask, if she goes back to school, who will take care of their children? And we were able to talk to these parents and show sense to them that these are still children and they need to be given an opportunity.
This argument finally convinced Pili Ramadhan to also let her daughter participate in the project. Her daughter is with the green scarf and didn't want to be filmed or named. We shall call her Shumi. Shumi is only 16, but already has a 1.5-year-old child. I was pregnant when I was still in school, and after I gave birth, I decided to go back to school and learn, because life will be difficult. For her mother, Pili Ramadhan, having another child to feed was a shock. She's unemployed and still doesn't know how to make ends meet. The 55-year-old widow also supports the 2 children of her son. When I learned about the pregnancy of my daughter, I was so sad and bitter that I was beating her all the time. My neighbors told me that beating is not the solution, and it's not the end of learning. Mariam Masih visits one of the girls who has landed on her feet despite her early pregnancy. Sylvia Jumwa has a small tailoring shop. Her first child died when she was 16. For Mariam, she's a great example for the other girls.
We are trying to build that social cohesion where people can coexist together peacefully, despite the fact that they come from different backgrounds, different ethnic groups and different religions.
Jumwa took up a microcredit, which she is now able to pay back. She even employs 2 young seamstresses. For Masih, teaching the young women to provide for themselves may be the answer to their problems, and they no longer have to accept the dubious offers of the men.
From pregnant school children to street children, Isaac Peter is trying in his own little way to take children off the streets.
Victor Brown's stage name is T1. He's a breakdancer in Monrovia's Paynesville neighborhood. Thanks to the help of Isaac Peters, T1 is now about to go to school. I was always trying to find a way to go to school, and luckily I met him. He told me he could help me start school, and he encouraged me with my dancing. He said I should dance at school to motivate my friends outside who are not educated to attend school. Isaac Peters set up this high school after Liberia's civil war to educate street children. But he's been struggling to keep the school up and running. Financial problems mean it's hard to maintain the buildings. There are about 20 teachers for nearly 2,000 children, but only half of the pupils pay fees. Others, like Victor, rely on Isaac's scholarship program, co-financed by the other children. Isaac Peters spent part of his own childhood on the streets.
Living the streets as a child at a time enabled me to secure a good future. And securing a good future is one thing, but it's also helped me to impact the lives of other people. And the street life also gave me an idea on how it looked like to be out there sleeping on the market tables.
After classes, Isaac often heads to the local cemetery where his runaway son Cyrus hangs out.
I feel that I'm obligated to him to transform his life from the grave to someone who will make a difference in life.
Cyrus used to live with Isaac, but then he started stealing and turned violent.
The passion that I have to help many of our children, especially war-affected children and children from the ghetto, I go into the graveyard and take these children from there.
Isaac couldn't find Cyrus today, so he talks to the other boys.
If you want to become a mechanic, we can strike the deal. If you want to become a carpenter, we can strike the deal. If you want to become a plumber, we can strike the deal. Let's meet.
At night, Monrovia is a vibrant city. It's the first time in a long time that Isaac Peters has been able to check out some of the city's clubs. Victor Brown, aka T1, is performing tonight at a dance club where many of Monrovia's street kids go to blow off steam. Some also come here to convince other people to join Isaac Peters High School. But for now, Isaac insists T1 should just concentrate on entertaining his fans.
Our next activist is a journalist who is fighting for albinos in Tanzania. Let's watch Henry Adimu's story.
It's breakfast time at Henry Mdimu's house in Dar es Salaam. Albinism, the absence of melanin in his skin, is not an issue here at home. But that's not the case elsewhere in Tanzania, where people with albinism are frequently maimed and even killed. Henry Mdimu is a journalist who helps shed light on such crimes. He likes to engage with people, even if his life isn't always easy.
You won't get anywhere if you complicate everything in your life. You have to accept things.
Accept things.
Accept the way you are, and then move on.
Many people in East Africa believe that albinos are ghosts. To change that attitude, Henry Mdimu regularly talks to people without albinism. He then publishes the interviews in his newspaper and on his blog.
If you see a person like me, an albino, walking down the street, what comes to mind?
Some people see albinos as a way of making money. But to me, you are like any other human being.
For over a decade, Under the Same Sun has been fighting for the rights of albinos in Tanzania. The NGO helps those who have been brutally attacked by people who believe albino body parts can bring wealth and good luck. On the black market, a limb of a person with albinism can fetch $5,000, an entire body hundreds of thousands. Mariam Stamford is one such victim. Sometimes I have nightmares about people cutting off my hands. But I thank God that these kinds of nightmares happen so rarely now. Her assailants have never been prosecuted. Crimes against people with albinism are often not fully investigated. That's why Henry Mdimu is working to increase awareness, one person at a time.
I'm trying to convince people to change their minds and be heroes in their societies.
Change their mindset, being the heroes in society.
Henry Mdimu's work is far from over. But one day he hopes to live in a Tanzania where people with albinism can live their lives like any other human being.
Corruption, corruption, corruption. is not just a buzzword in Africa, it's the reality we live in, and it affects all spheres of our lives. Jonathan Udoma in Liberia is speaking against corruption in the education sector.
Eight o'clock in the morning in Liberia's capital, Monrovia. Jonathan Doma is a guest on the live show Radio Maria. He reports about the latest incidents of corruption in the education system. The 28-year-old works for the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. Today he speaks about corruption in schools, about teachers putting money intended for books into their own pockets. The radio show is an important platform for the activist.
It is important because the public depends on us a lot. There's a lot that is expected of our work by the public, so we always try our best to share the result of our works, our findings, our research, the findings of our research to the public.
Tell us about some of those things that you are currently working.
There's a lot of interest in the show. Every day, more and more people talk about corruption in government institutions and in politics. Despite some initial progress, Liberia recently fell in the world's Corruption Perception Index.
We are the common people who benefit from the resources that this country has. For all the resources that the country has, we cannot see it because of the corruption.
Corruption is a very, very serious problem in our country. Very serious to the extent that every part of Liberia is being affected by corruption, the public sector and the private sector.
Jonathan Doma and his colleagues at Central would be fighting a losing battle were it not for their dedicated volunteers. Their problem, when they cover a case of corruption, it doesn't mean that the offender will be punished. The activists aren't giving up, though. In fact, they're starting to see results. Here at the University of Liberia, students are staging a protest against rising tuition rates. They're upset about a lack of transparency. Jonathan will meet with the University Council to clarify some important points.
What will be done with the money that is expected to come from the students, what improvements we expect to see. For example, the institution lacks a functional library, they don't have computer labs, they are talking about internet on campuses. None of them are actually happening here right now.
After a week-long standoff success, the president of the country rules for the status quo to be maintained. There will be no raise of tuition fees for now. More importantly, though, it's a good sign for Liberia, says Jonathan Doma, that more and more young people are stepping up to ask difficult questions.
Radio is intimate, it's direct, it's human, and that's why our next activist is using the medium to push his cause.
These are now victims of a terror drill. Remember, the word terror comes before the drill. So in the drill, all the way to the government, how is Uhuru reacting where he is? In his country, one person, broadcaster. Mbona umengoja that long?
Sinakwambia mse kuna mtu alichoka maji.
Ama popa likamna.
Unaekelewa ati unaekelewa kila.
We finally identified the programming that relates to the youth and fully represent. And I remember the theme that I had in that change is that now I'm going now to create a radio that is a friend. A different radio that is not Mr. Know-it-all, whereby the hosts are assumed knowledgeable and knows. I want to create a radio that can also learn from people.
Conversation iendelee, tuchanuane tukiwa mayuti. Na Ghetto Radio 89.5.
Unajua huko hata nishapata mrembo, nataka kupanda mbegu huko Kataka. Haru Ghetto Radio, pirokti na kukua na sikupoa.
Nikakuja paka hapa. Ule nilikujanga hapa. Nikakuja nikafanyiwa interview. Kufanyiwa interview sasa. Sikuingia mara hiyo siku kuwa presenter hiyo siku. Nikaenda nikamaliza wiki kama moja kwa street. Sonko wetu maji akanitumania.
Na wanyosh. Vipi? Yani sawa. Hey, base. Hey, poa. Kanyumba riu kanyumba karia twakoma no uyu na ni okite ngamuhe kiraro ka ngui aria twendaga kunyitirwo nawe. Geto Radio tu nilikuwa tu naisikianga hivyo, saa zingine nilikuwa tu nafungulia Geto Radio nasikia marege nikiwa mtaani. Unajua masafara wengi wanapenda Geto Radio juu wakati uko pale mtaani ukiweka Geto Radio unasikia poa, ukisikia rege hata kama huna kaki kabisa kwa beti tu.
The experiences you could talk of are unheard of, unwritten stories are unheard of. The real experience. Yes, you know somebody is a street boy, so probably most people know the worst you know is Gulu na kulala nje. The beat everyone will know generally. But now when you start to talk, you'll find a lot of issues going on there. But those issues were unbroadcasted.
So what will you be fighting and pushing for this week in your own sphere? And to quote the words of Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. That's all on Africa on the Move this week. See you again really soon. Bye.
Far away in a foreign land, they have embarked on a new adventure. What challenges will they confront? What pleasures will they experience?
Is to be the best in this competition because I really want to show the Africans how beautiful they are. Amazing!
A brand new life with all possibilities. Nigerians in China on StarTimes.nkoa.
Country people, we thank you now that you joined us on top News on the Hour for Plus TV Africa.
This na number 63 Massey Street for Itafaji, where building just collapsed by 10 a.m. this morning.
They say the Oga of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, don't tell federal government say if they provoke him, it go cause wahala for inside the country.
Because if the British citizen no be say you go enter Niger, come cause kasala, run go Britain, go stay in peace.
They've seen the diesel truck catch fire. As they try offload the diesel way they inside, come out. Fire department can't try quench the fire.
For the first time for Niger, every will enjoy television news for Ogbonge Pidgin English.
For more story, make una kukuma follow us at Plus TV Africa on top Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Make una subscribe to our YouTube page and for Star Times on channel 308.
Goal 10 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals speaks largely about eliminating inequality amongst countries and peoples. The United Nations clearly recognizes that businesses can also exacerbate inequality by being complicit in perpetrating biases and discrimination. The question, however, is, how exactly does this resonate with Nigeria? Lagos is the most populous city in Nigeria and has millions of persons. Among these are little persons also, often found in Osborn in Ikoyi. They are trying to make a living as they grapple with inequality and discrimination because of their physical appearances. Wisdom Abba and his wife Joanne are one of the little persons who moved from other parts of the country into Lagos to make a living by getting employed despite their physical inadequacies. They say that in Lagos, they had hoped to win the battle against discrimination, but this fight, however, seems to be a lost one as they are constantly marginalized by some employers while hunting for jobs.
Sometimes, somebody will promise me at where I'm selling market, just with drive car, we say we find work for me. I will pull up other person. At last, the person will know. They will not find a job because promise me. Many of them.
When I want to look for a job, they say they can't give me a job, that I'm too short, that I should go.
This couple is not the only little person seeking an end to discrimination in job hunting. Nkubi and Shapali are celebrity broadcasters. They too say that they have had a painful taste of societal rejection.
I got called up for an interview. One of the management now walked up to me and told me that, look, I am sincerely very sorry. You are not the kind of person we are looking for.
My sister, growing up, she'll be like, Daddy, where do you get this thing from?
Though Shapali comes across as a very confident woman, she says growing up was torturous.
I'm talking to you, I don't know my mom till now. She ran away because I am a dwarf.
She adds that her self-esteem was dealt a devastating blow for even thinking of marrying a tall man and begetting tall offspring as her mother-in-law rejected her.
I had a relationship that the guy, took me home to the mom. And I was there in their living room, seated, and the guy went to call the mom. The mom came and I was like, where? Sorry, oh my dear, sorry. Where is the wife? My son said he brought. And I was like, it's me. And stop joking now, how will it be you? My son came up to come that he brought somebody, I was not accepted.
Bash and Iyatokpe are 9-to-5 persons. They reveal that they have also been treated with inequality countless times.
My own junior brother, the one that follows me, he also thought I'm kind of like a junior to him. We usually fight every day.
I go one place. I see then they find person will go sweep here. They say not true. I say I won't do it. You do it. Which hand do you want to take sweep here?
With only 12 years left to expunge inequality by 2030, only little is known if Nigeria will truly wipe out this menace. But Wisdom and his wife Joanne, Nkubi, Shapali, Bash and Iyatokpe continue to hope that someday they will be treated like every other human being. I am Mary Chinda for Plus TV Africa.
Hey, what's up guys? You're welcome to another edition of Plus Event, and I remain your host, Ifeoluwa Osuke.
Your absence isn't an excuse anymore, as Plus Events is all you need, as we bring you the glitz, the glamour, and loads of fun.
Oh, definitely, right? No question. He's a living legend.
Oh, God forbid, Holy Ghost fire, I know.
I just want to be blown away. I want to be wild. This is 11 years of doing it.
I'm surrounded by so much positivity.
No, it's okay.
Yo, what's up, my people? It's your boy Starboy Terry. You're watching
Plus Event on Plus TV.
Stay glued to Plus TV Africa every Saturday and Sunday, 4:30 p.m. West African time.
First point of accountability is asking questions.
Hello and welcome to Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoko.
Hi everyone, welcome to Plus Training.
You cannot continue to recycle poverty while you're spending a lot of money on unproductive ventures.
The government has to feel the impact.
Honorable Commissioner, sir, welcome to the show.
Hello, many thanks for joining us. The news on the hour on Plus TV Africa. I'm David Alabi, and here are the stories making the headlines. And we begin with news across Nigeria. Party politics first. A chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Adeseye Ogunlewe, said on Friday that he was set to dump the opposition party for the ruling All Progressives Congress. He was reacting to the recent defection of his son, Moyosore, from the PDP to the APC. Moyosore contested for a place in the Lagos State House of Assembly on the platform of the PDP but lost, and soon after announced his resignation from the PDP. He has been attending APC meetings in his area with other APC chieftains, including Bayo Oshinowo, a member of the State Assembly and Senator-elect for the Lagos East Senatorial District. The former minister said that issues arising from the governorship elections exposed the fact that some people were only after money and not the progress of the PDP in Lagos State. The former minister also added that he was also joining APC because he was convinced that the party would zone the presidencies to the southwest in 2023, apart from being a better organized party. Ogunlewe said he would not want to be left out of any arrangement to give the region the presidency come 2023. Talking legal matters now, the Federal High Court in Abuja on Friday removed Abdulrauf Modibo as member-elect representing Yola South, Yola North, Gire Federal Constituency of Adamawa in the National Assembly. Justice Yang Ekwe nullified Modibo's election while delivering judgment in a suit filed by Mustafa Usman challenging the election. Modibo was declared winner of the All Progressive Congress's primaries held on October 7, 2018 in Yola, and eventually represented the APC in the 2019 general elections, which he was also declared winner. Mustafa Usman took Modibo to court after the election, alleging that he falsified his age and was not eligible to contest the APC primaries. Justice Ekwe, in his judgment, declared that Modibo was not qualified to contest the APC primaries as well as the 2019 House of Representatives election for the federal constituency. The court held that Usman was the lawful winner of the October 7, 2018 APC primaries and candidate of the party for the constituency. The court, in addition, noted that the plaintiff proved that Modibo submitted the forged certificate for the purpose of contesting the party primaries. Justice Ekwe, on the other hand, gave an order directing the APC and INEC to immediately replace Modibo's name with that of his man as the lawful candidate of the All Progressives Congress for the federal constituency. And in Kogi, the High Court sitting in Cotton Cafe on Thursday nullified the removal of the state chief judge, Justice Nasir Ajana, by the State House of Assembly. The state lawmakers had recommended the removal of Justice Ajana on April 2 over a resolution bothering on alleged gross misconduct. The court also abolished the State House of Assembly's decision in recommending Alhaji Yahaya Adamu, Chief Registrar of the State High Court, to the State Judicial Service Commission for disciplinary action over the alleged gross misconduct. The court asserted that the Assembly's resolution were in clear violation of the orders of the court. In his ruling, Justice Alaba Omolaye Ajileye of the High Court nullified the resolutions in the suit filed by the Chief Judge and Chief Registrar of the court. On the recommendations of the Chief Registrar of the JSC for disciplinary action over alleged gross misconduct, Omolaye Ajileye ruled that the Kogi State House of Assembly is subject to the rule of law and is required to obey and not break the law. Now, the Federal Executive Council on Thursday approved the sum of 4.6 billion naira for the construction of 7 model schools to be located